Okay, while we're figuring out mics, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Sarah A. Crawford. I am the solutions architect for Sarah A. Crawford LLC. I assist entrepreneurs, organizations, and creatives in mindset, brand awareness, and building their brand. So I want each of our panelists to go around and introduce themselves and tell us what type of art you are currently practicing or have practiced.
My name is Shantae Young Williams, and I am a multidisciplinary artist. I focus on painting, illustration, and graphic design.
Hello, I'm Shaylin Wallace, but I go by Shayla Cirillas. So my art is in my name, but I create serial art, I'm a photographer, graphic designer, and my work is actually outside. My school exhibitions, so if you guys see the line work, that's my artwork out there.
My name is Bernard Parker. I am a composer, producer, produce for things like New York Fashion Week. I also run the Maverick Studio for the Boys and Girls Club. We the bus outside, you probably have seen it. And we also have another location at Greater Newark. I'll also do, starting to get into game development and videography. Also, thank you.
My name is Joshua Hollingsworth, and I'm the founder of Unified Creative Exchange. I find my artistry in curating exhibitions and work of visual artists, as well as providing agency, working intimate with visual artists, and ensuring they have the opportunities they deserve.
Hello, everybody. Oh, this is a loud microphone. What's up, y'all? My name is Bob McCauley. I know a bunch of people in here, so a lot of y'all already know me. My name is Bob McCauley. I am currently the Chief Technology Officer for Futures First Gaming. We are an educational, technology, media, and esports entertainment company, and our sole goal is to bring the underrepresented into tech skills through esports. So my art, I create content through TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Currently, I just became a member of the Black Guild over at Twitch. We got a major partnership with Twitch. So, yeah, I'm a gamer, so tap in.
Hey, yo, what's up? My name is Jay-Z, I'm a rapper. My name is Brian Mills. I'm a visual artist. I'm a designer. I'm an art teacher. Young creative. If you came in here, my artwork is in the back with the LED lights with my character. My whole purpose is just to inspire the youth. A lot of people trying to find their passion, trying to find their goals. Everybody in this room is a creative. We all have a creative ability because of our Father, who is the master creator of this world. He created each and every single one of us. So I just want to open up the minds of the children and let them know that like God is there, He's real, and you can do all things.
My name is Ashley Cooper. I'm the founder and CEO of Droneversity. We are an EdTech robotics company. Yes, we are using drones for educational, entertainment, and workforce development. I would say my main artistry now is really just making visual appealing, making education visually appealing and entertaining, and putting things in language. I am also the co-author and illustrator of this children's book.
Okay, so as you can see, we have so many different artistries here, so let's like jump right into it. So how are you guys utilizing AI currently, and what does it mean to you?
Okay, so I heard a lot of people when Randall was on the stage, a lot of people have their hesitations with artificial intelligence, right? A lot of people have their reservations, right? So let me tell you guys this right from the rip. If you don't understand how to leverage AI right now, you will lose. Period. I don't care if you have any qualms about it, you don't like it, you think it's this, you think it's that. The people who know and understand how to leverage artificial intelligence are going to take the jobs of the people who do not. So whether you do or you don't like it, I know a lot of y'all talking about the morality and responsibility. I heard somebody say identity theft. If you're really that scared of it, hop into it, learn it, make some changes, do something right now. Because if you don't learn it, you will lose. And everybody who does not look like us in this room are already leveraging it. Am I right or am I wrong? Did y'all heard about the whole Netflix situation, right? So why is that whole Netflix situation happening? Because of AI. Why is there a whole strike with writers and production and all of that stuff? Because of AI. And it's not just that, it goes so much further than that. And I'm gonna get deeper into it, talking to you guys about how to utilize ChatGPT, and that's just surface level. It goes so much deeper than just ChatGPT. And I'm definitely gonna say something about that. But guess what? I need you guys to know and understand what this stuff is. You need to be leveraging it right now. Learn it, go to YouTube, go to Google, wherever it is that you need to learn, because if you don't learn it right now, you're gonna miss out.
I want to jump into what you were saying as well, because now to drive ChatGPT, it takes a person with ideas, right? It's not going to be a labor-based society anymore. Getting a job at Amazon might be a little harder in about 10 years than it was today. So what he's talking about is utilize your ideas, your brain, because that's really what's going to get you the jobs. That's how you utilize ChatGPT more effectively. For instance, I have a 9 through 12-year-old class where we're working on movies and music for those movies, and what I did was teach them how to use ChatGPT by how to type it, right? So you would have to say, make me a script about 5 kids ages 10 through 12 going fantasy genre fighting a monster called Joffrey. That's just a little bit of how you use it. Another thing of what I use is I use Unreal Engine, and AI is really utilized great for that. Unreal Engine is how a lot of your VFX are made, your games are made. Spider-Man 2 is made on Unreal Engine. And what you could do, for instance, if you're creating a map, you can create, let's say, a little section of a forest. And then you use something called procedural mapping in the Unreal 5.3 program, and what it'll do is create a full open world using AI. Just like with script writing, instead of typing everything in, what you can do is have it do it for you, so that way you're spending less time on it and that you're being more productive as a result of it.
Okay. So let's back up a little bit, because I probably should have asked this first, because I was a little ignorant to think that everybody is even aware of what AI is. So what actually is AI and how can people utilize it? Malcolm, I know you're going to.
I was going to somebody else. I can talk about this by myself. So artificial intelligence, AI, it's basically what you call, and if you want to take your phones out, go ahead. Machine learning. It's artificial intelligence, like I said, machine learning. So it's basically algorithms. Everybody in here knows about algorithms with social media. Well, guess what? It goes a lot deeper than that. See, my mentor's in here to the left of me, so I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about, right? So it goes so much deeper than just, you don't see my picture on Instagram, right? When you think about Facebook, when you think about Instagram or TikTok, right? They're using these algorithms to get your data. Your data is like the new oil, right? So machine learning, artificial intelligence, they're utilizing these platforms, these technologies every single day. Every time you put your email into Facebook, every time you put, I like this movie into Facebook, your age, your location, the way that you click, they're utilizing artificial, and it goes much deeper than that, right? And like I said, this stuff is just surface level, but we don't know about it. And because we don't know about it, we're scared of it. We don't want to touch it. But artificial intelligence, in a nutshell, is machine learning. How can machines learn all of you guys' behavior and manipulate it so that they can make money from you?
How many of y'all ever had your phone sitting down somewhere, you talk about a movie, let's say you talk about Spider-Man, all of a sudden you see a bunch of Spider-Man names and stuff like that pop up. Everything that we do is being hopefully I don't get in trouble by the government. when it comes to artificial intelligence, it's just like, it creates ways for people. Let's say you like to paint, right? Me as a visual artist, I can sit here and take a day and work on some art and paint something. Where somebody might not have the patience, so they'll or maybe they just love technology. Well, let me try to type in such and such. How would this painting look? And somebody can come in and use that example instead of going on Google or Pinterest to find images and find inspiration. You can just type it in and have a computer generate an image, and then you can repaint it and make it your own. But AI is crazy. It's like iRobot. My logic is on an article.
So I want to talk about artificial intelligence, AI, just how I use it practically in everyday life. So who here has an Alexa or maybe a Google or uses Siri? Okay, so as a business owner, particularly as an entrepreneur, you wear a lot of different hats. So I see Alexa as my personal assistant. I actually added skills to Alexa so she could better help me. So how it looked like this morning, actually, when I was making my breakfast, I said, Alexa, what time do I have to leave my house in order to get to my sister's house and get to Wegmans and get back to my house by 10 o'clock? Because I'm bad at time management, you guys. She told me I needed to leave 5 minutes ago. But that's something I haven't been able to calculate. And I also said with me being at my sister's house about 15 minutes and I'm gonna be at Wegmans at 20 minutes. So what I determined was I can only go in Wegmans and grab something really quick and I'm gonna cut out going to my sister. So I now have a personal assistant. Also, I told Alexa this morning, hey, can you text my admin to email someone else? And then I asked her, hey, can you create an email to say this, but make it sound in a friendly way, but tell them I need my money yesterday. Like, I'm not gonna be providing the services. So I didn't have to come off as an angry black woman, but I was like, say it friendly, but say it assertive. And right after that, I forgot, I knew I had another task. So then I go into ChatGPT. I say, hey, give me a prompt, like I'm working my prompts out to create a PowerPoint slide. Then I go into Canva and I use AI there. But then I also go into Google Workspace and Microsoft because AI is also now in there to use that. But I had to create a worksheet for my daughter's school because I'm going to be an assistant teacher from her. I'm not an elementary school teacher. But I said I have scented, this actually happened 2 days ago. I said, I got scented Play-Doh on clearance. Come up with a worksheet how I can explain 5 senses with this scented worksheet. Her teacher asked me to show her, can we schedule a time so I can show her how to do that? So I'm gonna be brief. I just wanna say this, well I'm not really brief, but I'm gonna end here, is that I know that there is a lot of hesitancy when it comes to AI. But it is a way to get a leg up, particularly for our community, in a way that we haven't been able to. I can't afford a personal assistant that works as hard as my AI currently does right now. And I'm also gonna put this out there. If anybody ever tries to write a grant, ChatGPT can help with that. Now, granted, you do need all of the other tools. You need your finances and things like that. But how many people can agree the hardest part is getting started? All right.
I want to follow up on everything that Ashley said, right? So what she told you guys, especially, show of hands, how many people in here have a business? Show of hands. Okay, so a lot of you guys in here have a business, right? So when you talk about artificial intelligence, right, you could literally, what Ashley's talking about, creating workflows. All of that is a workflow. So for me as a content creator, right, I have a workflow. So I stream on Twitch for 3 hours. I have a AI called Eclipse.gg that will take my 3-hour stream, it will turn it into 30 clips. Where can I use those 30 clips? TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, right? I then take those 30 clips, right? I'll use ChatGPT or I'll use something called Copy AI to come up with the captions, right? So I'm not doing any of that work, and then I'll use another AI to schedule the posting. So Ashley was talking about having your own personal, like, assistant. Artificial intelligence can do that for you.
Because I use it the same way as my brother and Ashley here. I found out that I could write about art in the artist all day. Okay, so now I'm at the point of, all right, I get the public here. And I don't know if my fellow curators, I'm looking at that time. I struggle at writing a caption and just that paragraph that captures, the scroller or the person's, mindset to where they say, hey, I want to go to that gallery, I'm going to put it in my calendar. So ChatGPT has definitely helped me.
So for me personally, I use like DALL-E to create collages of artwork, like whatever idea I have. And DALL-E it pretty much, you write in there what you want, like in a description, and it creates a series of images from that description. And you can use that to enhance whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to create. So for me, I'll take those images and then go on to do image manipulation of those images, and I'll combine stock photos. So it's like, it starts as like a base for me. And so then I'll turn it into an illustration in my style. So it's really like figuring out how you can make it work for you and still be like at a level where you feel like you're staying true to yourself as an artist. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I was talking about copyrights, right? Copyrights, my bad.
He's so fast, Let me moderate. So he's right. I was literally going to go into that next. So what are the technical difficulties that we may, like individuals may, encounter, and how do you copyright that? Is it still yours? Do you still own it, or is it half owned by AI and half owned by you?
So in the terms and conditions, read them. If you don't, when you sign up for stuff on a website or Facebook or whatever website you can read the terms and conditions, right? Because whatever image that you create or whatever it is that you create, it's owned by the platform. So when you guys are going into, I can't think of the one that was, everybody was making like an image at one point and was posting all of it on Facebook. Guess what? You don't own that image. The platform owns that image, because guess what? We're not reading the terms and conditions. I see your face. Yeah. So the platform owns those images, right? It's actually about to get to the point where the voices, I know you guys heard like the whole Jay-Z, Drake, people using their voices. Guess what? The platforms are going to own these likenesses of the voices and the pictures and the IP. So when you guys are signing up for these platforms, be careful, because the platform's going to be having ownership of all of these images, unless how you're talking about with DALL-E, you have to manipulate the voice or the image or the likeness or whatever you have to manipulate.
Yeah, because the AI platforms are utilizing everything from the internet to create something. I think I saw or heard of a few stories where a couple of artists was suing a certain platform. I don't know if it was ChatGPT or something like that. They said, hey, this person stole my art because ChatGPT I'm not saying it was that platform, but something like it. It just stole something that it just kind of pulled from the internet. If any of you guys seen Marvel, the Age of Ultron, how Ultron was pulling from the internet, like, what is this, please? And he was trying to gather the information. It kind of works a little bit like that.
Go ahead.
You gotta give the mic up, that's something. So when it comes to terms and conditions, I know a lot of times we like free things, but part of how you can get partial ownership is if you pay for that pro subscription. So, and it's normally like 3 stages, but you might have to pay for the top subscription in order for you to have ownership of whatever artwork or whatever you may have. And I think this is also a good time to even just talk about the level of responsibility that we have when it comes to integrity. So I am guilty in high school, college, plagiarizing. And I remember starting out my paper with plagiarism, because I gathered a lot of information. So what I learned was that plagiarism is if greater than 50% of a document is of somebody else's material. So if it's less than 40%, it's not considered plagiarism. Regardless, even if you don't use like the MLS or the ALA to actually, because you need information to start somewhere, especially if you're talking about something factual. So this is just the beginning. And before I pass the mic, I just want to say, even to those artists who are saying, hey, like I'm opposed to AI, I would start asking AI, how do I sell the artwork that I already have? Like using it as, how can it be an advantage to you? If you're a creative, you may not be a content creator. If you're a creative, you may not be a salesperson or a pitch, not knowing how to like share your information. So I say find those ways where if you feel like you're lacking, AI might be the answer. The guy did it.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any more perfect. I feel like you should always try to take AI and use it to your advantage, but don't try to take the whole thing and try to make it your own, because you're gonna run into a lot of issues there where you could use it, let's say even Siri, that's AI in itself. I mean y'all talk to Cyrus or Siri, you know? And it's just like, you use it to your advantage. Hey Siri, set my alarm for, let me not say it too loud, because you might actually start talking. But you know, set my alarm for 5 o'clock in the morning, because you got your hands full, you got your hands tied. Or let me come up with this song. I feel like this would be a good concept. I'm having a hard time coming up with an idea. And that's why when I teach my students, I try to tell them, put the phones down sometimes. Sometimes they spend too much time on YouTube and TikTok, trying to TikTok and YouTube things. So like, what can you come up with in here? Like, we all have brains. And more we're starting to not use our brains because we get so comfortable with social media and algorithms and platforms where we could be using that to our advantage to either make a business, to get paid off of it, to make a living, be successful, or any type of way to just find an advantage, but definitely find that gateway. Don't solely just rely on it.
So do you feel like individuals are more receptive to traditional art or more so AI art? Do you see any difference?
Everybody loves technology, so I feel like, I've been to museums where it was just strictly AI art, where everything was computer generated, but I feel like people are gonna feel that attachment because when they see something that somebody hand painted or traditional art, it came from here, it came from within your heart, and I feel like your heart is something that AI will never be able to duplicate. It's okay to, once again, just find an inspiration, but I feel like, when people realize how much time and effort and love that you put into it, AI could be something in a snap of a finger, like Thanos, But when you actually put your heart into something, people are gonna relate and draw closer to that. So I don't think traditional art is going anywhere.
I would like to follow up on that, just because I find myself, just the work I do for institutions and organizations and then grassroots galleries, I find it's like two different playing fields, right? A lot of institutions are fearful to introduce AI-generated art in their like systems and structures and things like that. For one, because they don't understand the point of authenticity, and is it lost throughout the creative process, right? We're all stuck in the traditional sense of you pick up a paintbrush, you're a painter. If you pick up magazine clippings, you're a collage artist, and things like that. But the point of being multidisciplinary is having all these systems and tools and practices at your leisure.
Yeah, I think we forget a lot of the times that we use Google for the same things. and maybe people think ChatGPT is something that it just kind of does it for you. For example, like I said, the script that me and my class was writing, we did use the script, but we ended up having to change, like you said, more than 50% of it by adding more lines and also changing the existing lines that were on there, changing the characteristics of some of the characters that was there. So what it could be utilized as is something that you could learn from, like you would try to learn something from Google. If you're trying to use it for a certain art piece, I mean, maybe it could show you how to do that. You know, maybe whatever technique that you're using, AI could assist you there.
I feel like this doesn't take away from the more traditional or historic artistry. I think that's still to be admired. I think this allows, just being in a digital age, an opportunity for more people to be able to enjoy it and see it. I have gone to like virtual museums, as well as there's still a deficit of just artwork or imagery that kind of represents the diversity that is in the world, or just Black characters. And I've seen more and more, because of AI, now you have a beautiful little Black girl and a Black boy reading a book where those type of images weren't available. And I know even with, so SCAD is a college in Savannah, and it's like an art school. And part of what they're using AI right now, because they produce a lot of the individuals that go on to go get hired by Disney and Pixar. And some of the individuals that would have had challenges trying to draw like just the beauty, artistic as of like our different types of hair, because of AI, they're able to now be able to capture that. And now you have someone who can now relate more to an image that they wouldn't be able to.
And even one more thing, like with AI art, like, you know, even though it's artificial intelligence, like, it's still a human behind whoever's putting those inputs in. Let's say I want a picture of a unicorn chasing a frog holding a piece of cake, you know? The computer's not gonna sit here and generate that by itself. It took somebody to create, or, you know, came from the mind. So I think that was like something that was like, unique.
So, real quick, there's a lot of artists in here, right? So let me make this real practical for y'all, right? As opposed to thinking about like this or that or that or the other. Take your traditional art, turn it into something digital, right? Take that digital piece of artwork that you poured your heart and your soul into, turn it into an NFT. How many of you guys know what an NFT is? Okay, and for the people, yes, I'm going down the rabbit hole. Yes, for you guys who do not know what an NFT is, it's called write this down if you don't know, it's called a non-fungible token, right? And these non-fungible tokens are what you call a contract. That's what you can do with a non-fungible token. You can make money digitally. So everybody who's always like, oh, the traditional versus the digital, do it all, right? But take your traditional artwork, turn it into something digital, turn it into a non-fungible token, an NFT, and make money from it. Point blank period. Do that right now, like today, as soon as y'all leave.
A little bit about it, but also NFTs doesn't have to be just digital art. You can really sell any type of art. You can sell an NFT. I sell NFTs since 2021, and it's been interesting. I'll say that. But I feel like going back to the AI, I think we all can agree that everyone said that it's a tool. You said earlier about like basically putting the text to image. I've used that before. I'm a collage artist digitally, so I use stock photos all the time. I know about copyright, trust me. Since like day one, I'm like, let me make sure I can sell my work. And I feel like when it comes to me, like my ideas, I realize I can put a whole sentence in and I can make a background for a piece. It's like, so I like one of my recent pieces I used this summer, I put in like white grass or something like that. And then now I have white grass in my piece that having like five different images to just make white grass. I can just put my words and my ideas out into the tool. So that's kind of what that is for. But for the NFTs, it's very It's very complex at first, but once you realize it's a marketplace for art, but it's just digital, so you can basically buy using crypto, which like Ethereum, you gotta know what that is, you can Sol. I think you could do Bitcoin probably, I haven't done that yet, but it's very, I think for me as a digital artist, you know, trying to be into the traditional art world, they're kind of hesitant because like, oh, you do digital, it's like, it has to be displayed a certain way, it's like, no. But ever since like NFTs became a thing, you have like Sotheby's and all these big gallery houses. They're starting to get artists like me to show their work at solar exhibitions and sell their work and to like these Christie's auction houses. You never think like that's kind of where we're heading, but now because of NFTs, they're opening the doors for a lot of artists like myself to have that opportunity. So perspective.
Another beautiful thing about NFTs is that when it gets sold, you get a portion of that sale, of course, but if it gets sold again by that person, you get part of that too. So it's like, now, like right now, if I'm selling a piece, if I sell a painting, it goes to that person. But if they sell it again, I don't get money from that. But with NFTs, it's gonna continue to give you money no matter where it goes, no matter how many times it sells. So that's where we're at right now. So it's definitely important to jump into that as an artist and figure out how to make it work for you.
Shout out to Swiss Beats for making that happen, because that's like kind of using the royalty aspect of, you know, music and movies.
One important thing you did was figuring it out. When it comes to NFTs, it's definitely all about like who you know, because there's a lot of people that, you know, it's probably a room full of millionaires. They decided to pump a bunch of money into this project. Same thing with crypto and stocks. Like, you know, I'm gonna sit here and buy this because it's all about who you know, being in the right area, being in the right circle. Trust me, it's been a lot of ups and downs. You know what I mean? But like, it's all about consistency. You know what I mean? The more consistent you are, the more successful you're gonna be. You know, some people it might take months, some people might take days, some people might take years, but you gotta stay consistent.
If y'all don't know how to work an NFT, go to YouTube.
YouTube University.
Yeah, just go to YouTube. Like we got smartphones in our pocket, but we stupid, right? Like we're not utilizing the platforms that we have in order to learn. Like if you don't know how to, if you're an artist, if you're sitting up here listening to us about NFTs or how to utilize an NFT, go to YouTube. I mean, of course, we're resources, but you can go to YouTube right now and learn how to create digital artwork, how to make NFTs, how to sell them, about cryptocurrency and how to utilize it in order to sell your digital art. So if you are hesitant or you're scared or you're nervous, typically the hesitation comes from our lack of knowledge. And when we have that lack of knowledge, we hesitate. So go learn. The more that you learn, the more that you're going to earn. So go YouTube. That's why I learned a lot of stuff at, so go YouTube.
If you are an artist who just wants to keep your head in the paint per se, you connect yourself with a curator or a management agency who will manage these systems on your behalf.
So I got the time signal, guys. So can I squeeze in one more question? Okay, so I have one more question. And then we're gonna, wrap it up so we can go on to some of the other festivities. But are there any AI influencers we should be following or any platforms we should really make ourselves aware of? Make ourselves aware of so that we can learn and we can, grow in this space.
Malcolm, go ahead and start.
Oh shoot. Okay, so one influencer that I know right off the top of my head is Malcolm Box everywhere. You know the vibe, so y'all can go ahead and follow me on Instagram. So write this stuff down. These are all black folks that I know who are in the artificial intelligence space. So please write this down. Go to Instagram. There's a young lady named Nikki Saunders. N-I-C-K-Y Saunders. S-A-U-N-D-E-R-S. Nikki Saunders. So if you guys really want to understand how to utilize AI, good friend of mine, go follow her. Another one of my homeboys, his name is Akil Wade. A-K-I-L-W-A-D-E. Akil Wade. And there's another guy, his name is, can't think of his name right now, but once I think of it, I'll come back to it.
Yeah, so I actually utilize Corridor Digital. I like VFX, like doing VFX. They actually did a project where they turned real footage with the green screen into an actual anime. So just like how I'm moving, they utilize AI to make themselves into an animated cartoon. I don't want to say cartoon, I don't want to disrespect any anime fans. But how I also use it as well is utilizing it for VFX. So right now, somebody could videotape me on their iPhone, and I could turn myself into a radio guy, an alien. What it'll do is it'll take the facial capture, it'll take the motion capture. I haven't given this out yet, it's the first time, but if you look up Wonder Studio, this is an app owned by Justin Timberlake among a couple other people, and what it does is, let's say if you want to add a CG character here, what it does is it paints you out utilizing AI so that whatever is behind you is redone using AI. So basically, I could be sitting right here and it'll piece together every single thing behind me, and then it will add in another CGI character, and it only costs $20 a month.
Thank you.
So I want to thank each and every one of the panelists for sharing their knowledge, their insight, and we're going to wrap it up. And if you have any questions for them, catch them on the back end of the event so that you can ask them additional questions. Thank you, guys.
If we could just have our panelists, give it up for our panelists and Sarah Crawford, ladies and gentlemen, for this valuable information. We're going to ask you guys to stay seated because we're going to ask Tamara Varela to come back to the stage. We're going to honor some great people, and we're going to celebrate 50 years of hip hop. Tamara Varela, ladies and gentlemen.
So, let me just say this. As a community, I think it's awesome when we take the time to honor people and give them their roses while they're alive, especially artists. I think within the artist space, we typically don't do that until they're gone. The value of their art increases, their name, becomes known in the world, and I just want to say thank you again to y'all for taking the time to do this and honoring the 3 people that we're about to honor tonight and give them their roses while they're here. The first person that we're going to honor, who I'm completely humbled and honored to be honoring her, dedicates her whole life to that, Nataki Oliver. So for those of you who don't know, Nataki Oliver owns the Soul Firm. The Soul Firm is the first African-American art venue and art exhibit in the state of Delaware, period. In addition to that, she owns the very first and only artist representation management firm in our state. What you guys may not know is Nataki has the ability to do this in any state, in any city, not only in America, but in other countries, and she chose to bring her skill set back home. And when you take the time to bring your skill set back home, especially here to Wilmington, it says a lot. Now what y'all also may not know are the sacrifices that she's made because she believes in each and every one of your artists in here. Nataki's sole purpose, and I love the fact that she lived this out loud, is to ensure that you guys get the money and the representation for what God has given you to do in your heart, right here, right now. If there's anyone in the whole city that deserves an award, it's gonna be you, sis. It's gonna be you. Because again, they may not know. You could be in Paris right now, right? So I'm gonna let them know what I know, which is you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to bring your skill set back here, back home, to help our artists. And the other thing that I want to acknowledge you for, which I don't think people do a lot, as a community, we also appreciate the fact that you live your life out loud raising your son. And a single mom raising a black man in this world, the way that you've done it, and you've allowed other single moms to watch you and be encouraged by that. One single mom to another single mom says, you got that. You got that. I don't know if y'all know, but her son, Nasai, is killing it down at DSU. He's here, he made it. Wait, I don't know what he's saying. Oh, where you hiding? Hi, baby. Clap it up. Well, there he is. There's the product. There's the product. So at this time, if you would grace us with your presence on this stage, words, but if you can really talk about the beginning and the career switch that you did because your family had, you know, a certain track for you. I just want kids, because there's a lot of kids that want to be creatives, and your parents are pushing you to be lawyers and doctors and things like that. Nataki has an inspiring, quick story to share with you. I love you.
I'm going to make me cry. I want to shed the tears. But I want to thank Vivian, I want to thank Ms. Linda, I want to thank Tam, because I had a really rough month and I missed the email, and Tam called me and said, cousin, you need to check your email. And I was like, okay. So I'm really honored that y'all took this time out to honor me for what I do. I move very humbly and, you know, quietly throughout what I do. But I like these moments when y'all actually say Nataki Dip out loud. So I really appreciate it. I want to thank God for allowing me to take this path that I'm able to take in the city that I love and the city that I was born in. So really quick, when I was very young, 9, 10 years old, my passion and what I loved to do was fashion. At the time, it was just visually. There really wasn't any other thing that we could look on TV except CNN, Elsa Clinch, 8 o'clock Saturday mornings. I'm 9 years old watching Elsa Clinch on CNN, the only fashion show for an hour. I did that religiously every single Saturday. And what ended up happening was I just engulfed myself with it every Saturday morning. Everybody's watching cartoons, that's what I'm doing. Fast forward, I grew up in the projects over South Bridge. I then later moved to the east side, so I'm a southeastern person. And so I didn't have a smooth transition as I grew up. I was rough, I was in the streets, I did some things. What I did know was that at some point this can't last forever. I'm now a mother. I now gotta change my ways. So what I did was I made sure that I took the path from Del Tech, all the classes, to get me to FIT in New York. And I did that. And I have a cousin here who helped me raise my son while I was going through a niche, my baby. And what I want, and I came back here when the recession hit and I lost my job and everything in New York, but I still have my education, I still have all the skills, and I still have the knowledge that I pulled in from art history and things. So it went from fashion to now I have appreciation for art. And now I'm looking at hand gestures, I'm looking at different genres and different periods in time of art. When I came back to Delaware, I just knew I can't stop it. I can't stop, I gotta keep going. So when I started seeing that, it was still, Delaware, still today, we need help. We need to push the artists, we need to push everybody on this stage and everybody out here who is now like, I don't know what I want to do. Go your creative path, right? Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. I don't care how old or young you are, you can. My career in the arts here did not start until I was 40. I'll be 45 in December. So the path I took got me to where I was. Now, I did manage artists like Seven God and James Wyatt. They are doing amazing now. I am now pushing new artists to go out here and emerging artists who are in Delaware and Maryland, doesn't matter where you are. So what I want y'all to understand is that my path didn't start, it started young, but it progressively got to where I am. And if you are a parent out here, please do not stop for your child. I used to write on the walls in the bathroom and got my behind busted for it. But today I seen a child do that and a parent put a frame around it. Okay, in their home. So don't stop for your babies. If they're not ready to be a doctor, maybe they can be maybe they can use AI to make visuals for the medical field. Okay, so it doesn't have to be linear, but just kind of move them and help them get to where they are, because I did it and it's possible. And everybody here, I have an exhibit next Friday, The Soul Firm, 800 North Tappan Street, 5 to 8, 6 o'clock, 5, 6, come there at 6. I'll be there, it's a beautiful exhibit and I want everybody to come. Yes, ma'am. 5 or 6. All right, so thank you. I'm not gonna take everybody's time up, but I really want to thank you so much.
Everybody stand up and make some noise for Nataki Island! Can we have Kimmy and Dixon and Linda Watson come up here? Can you step down here and take a photo with you? Here we go. No, we're gonna get down here for Miss Linda. Panelists, stay in your seat. Yes, sit back down. And we're gonna get them to take a quick photo real quick. And we're gonna ask Shantae to come up here next to present our next award.
Kentucky Oliver, ladies and gentlemen.
So when I was asked to do this by Ms. Linda, I was definitely nervous, but it's a moment to reflect on my sister Sarah A. Crawford. The thing that's beautiful about Sarah is that her personality just shines. No matter where she goes, she comes into the room with a positive attitude, and she is also so giving and loving. And she's done so much in the Wilmington community. She has been connected to people in business on so many different levels, from like the people who own things on Market Street. And she will talk to them. She will talk to them in her own way. She's so authentic to herself. And they receive it because they understand that when she comes into the room, she comes in with integrity, with love, and professionalism. And she'll rock with you no matter on what level you on. Like with all of the young kids who desire to be an artist, please and talk to Miss Sarah because she wants you to thrive in this community. She wants to build you up. She wants to give you tools that are necessary for you to build your business. She just started her journey of full-time entrepreneurship. And I'm so proud of her. I see her as one of my own mentors, and we have so many talks. We have so many talks about different things, and she has such a big vision for the Wilmington art community, and she desires to build spaces, safe spaces for the creatives to thrive and connect and grow together. So I just want to bring Sarah up. Your journey, because again, you too could be anywhere in the world with your talent that you have.
I'll talk to her all day today. So mad you. Thank you guys, thank you. Completely and utterly surprised, and that is a really hard thing with me. So you guys did an awesome job. Thank you for recognizing me this way. So my journey is almost similar to Nataki's. My background's in fashion. My mom and my dad both really very much so encouraged me to, be a part of anything that had to do with art and fashion. And I remember my dad saying to me one time, "Oh, my baby's like really stuck on herself because it had to be had to look a certain kind of way. I wasn't rocking with it." So I really appreciate that. And I went to school in Tampa, Florida. I have a bachelor's in fashion design and marketing. And when I moved from Florida, I went to New York. And I did an internship with DDC Lab. I ended up working for Tommy Hilfiger for a while. I worked for Joseph A. Banks. I did some stuff at H&M. And I just kind of moved around. But what I knew was I wanted to be in the fashion world, and I was very adamant about that. Fast forward, and I decided that I wanted to be the fashion girl who went nonprofit. And I utilized all of the things that I learned in business and all the things I learned in fashion. And I just said I was going to do what I wanted to do. And I've always marched to the beat of my own drum, and I encourage all of you to do the same. When people tell me no, it doesn't mean no in my head, it means not right now, and I go about my business until I come back. So I pretty much prided myself on that. So if I see it, I'm going to make it happen. And it may not happen today, and it may not happen tomorrow, but I make it happen. So, that's pretty much my journey. And as they said, I'm 1 month into being a full-time entrepreneur. And so far, it has been a great ride. It's been great and very busy. But if I have a gallery, MKT Place Gallery, so if there are artists here who are looking for an opportunity, please catch me after the event. And if you have any questions, I'm here as well. So thank you so much to Ms. Linda and Vivian. Thank you, and thank you all for being here and honoring me this way.
And this award is to Ms. Sarah A. Crawford being an awesome resource and connector in the community.
Sarah Crawford, ladies and gentlemen. Vivian and Ms. Linda, can you guys take a picture real quick, please? I know we gotta move it. Yes. And after we've done this picture,
Sarah got the Icon Award.
Ms. Allen.
I'm sorry. Nataki got the Game Changer Award. We forgot to mention that. So, I'm humbled to be here. Thank you for all the unwavering support, for coming out and supporting our event. I had the honor to, give this award to the next person. Everybody, you might know, you might not know. Very humble person, grouchy man, Matter of fact, everybody stand up in the main class. Please. Always humble, down to earth, never too busy to talk. And this guy's been around the world, him and his partner, Jigsaw, and they started allhiphop.com in the 90s. They put that on the internet. That was so far ahead of his time. So he's everywhere. He knows everybody, but so humble, so graceful, man. And I'm just glad to be in your presence, man. For somebody that's that big, even everybody here, to still be home and still be accessible, So that means a lot. So we want to give him an award, him and his partner. Come over here, put this down. So, the Art of AI 2.0 presents the Lifetime Achievement Award, right? Allhiphop.com, Greg Grouchy Watkins, and Chuck Jigsaw Creamer. Trailblazer and innovation in hip hop. I just want to thank you, if you want to share a little bit of your story, I know, I can hold the story on.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody here in this room. To be honored by the community that you come from is, it leaves me speechless, even though I'm about to give a speech. But I see many faces in the room that I know, and over the years I've had a pleasure of mentoring and helping and trying to impart the lessons, the hard lessons that I learned, so they may not have such a rough path forward. And at the same time, I'm a good listener. So at the same time, I listen to people and I try to soak up knowledge. A little bit about All Hip Hop. My partner and I have been involved in the hip hop community. I'm gonna date myself, but since the 80s, right? And for a long period of time, there were people who felt that Delaware artists couldn't make it, or people couldn't make it out of the state. And we had a desire to prove that people from Delaware were just as talented as everybody else. We're only an hour and a half from New York and 45 minutes from Philly. It's not like we're on Mars, you know what I mean? But when we started going out of state, people started treating us like that. Specifically when we tried to get record deals, when I was running my record label, or when he was doing the pen game as a journalist and trying to get his works published. So in late 96, early 97, we got together, we formed allhiphop.com, which is, recognized around the world as, the godfather of hip hop on the internet. So all the websites that you might look at, all the gossip sites you look at, I say this humbly, but we laid the blueprint for all of them. And we from the gate, we never did not represent Delaware. We always carried the state with us. We always came back with what we knew from the state. Just last week, we had a hip hop 50th celebration at the Delaware Art Museum. It was the first time they allowed hip hop into the building the way it is now. The display is still there until December 14th. So if y'all can get over there and check it out, it would be very important to me for you guys to go see it, because a lot of the exhibit focuses on the early pioneers of Delaware hip hop in the 80s and early 90s who didn't get their just due because there was no internet, there was no way for them to really amplify themselves. And the one last thing I want to talk about, because we're here at a conference talking about AI. Those of y'all who know me know I'm an avid walker. You'll catch me in the park at 7 in the morning, any of the parks around here, Battery Park, Brandywine Park, Glasgow Park, I'm in all the parks walking. And that's where, and the mall too, early in the morning. People make fun of me because I know all the old people. Not the old people in there walking in the morning, but it's a good time for me to get my thoughts together before the clutter of the day starts. And I was thinking on my walk, the new generation is coming up. This is all the parents. The new generation that's coming up now is known as Generation Alpha. That's what they're called. It's people that were born from 2010 till now. And this is the first generation in America's history that's going to be majority black and brown by the time they hit 18, 19 years old. So 2030, 2040, the dynamics of the population is going to shift to black and brown. And it's interesting that this is happening as we have this AI conversation coming up. So if you aren't really pushing your children into science, technology, engineer, arts, and math, STEAM is what it's called, those jobs that we know now, manufacturing, customer support, personal assistants, graphic designer, script writers, journalists even, we're even facing this with all hip hop. Those jobs are going to be gone. So you really are doing your children a disservice if you are not pushing them in the direction of understanding artificial intelligence, of understanding AI, of understanding where the tech is coming from. Because the jobs that we have now, they're just going to be taken by AI. And you best believe, like Malcolm said in the panel, there's already people, from other communities that have a head start. So I just want to encourage everybody to do not run from the technology, embrace it, invent things with it, learn how to mold it and bend it to our favor. And last thing I say is, Lamar, I know I gotta hit you back. I didn't respond to his email earlier today. I see him looking at me. So, but thank you all for having me. It was a true honor to be recognized here tonight. Demian, Randall, Ms. Linda, Marcus, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Grouchy Greg Watkins, ladies and gentlemen. As we get our photos, can we put our hands together for our panelists? Thank you so much for you guys' knowledge and welcome knowledge. How many of y'all learned something today? Make sure you guys follow them on social media. Once you see them out in the foyer and later on at night, just pull them to the side, get their information, because they have a wealth of knowledge. These individuals can definitely impact your future and your child's future as well. Give it up for our panelists, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can go ahead and take your seats. And big shout out to our side. What's up, Dory? Everybody say, what's up, Dory? Thank you, Dory. Wave your hand, Dory. Thank you so much for giving us your time for the sound. And plus, you guys can go ahead and take your seats. You guys can go ahead and take your seats. Because we about to get in the swing of things. We about to get y'all back up out of your seats.